It's just a little reminder of just how clever the plane cut tool can be. Going to make a sphere for something to play with, make it editable. Make sure I'm in polygon mode, and then we're going to right click and choose the plane cut, well, it was already chosen, which is KJ or MJ, if you want to use the keyboard commands. And then to use it, you click once to start the cut, click again to create the cut line. And I used to think at one point that was all you could do and away you went. But no, with the tool still active, you can move this around. That's on a single cut. In fact, if we move it around a little bit, you'll see you get the gimbal come up, which allows you to move it and rotate it whichever way you want, which is pretty damn cool. Just getting the attributes back up. And while it's still active, everything in the attributes manager is also active. So we've got number of cuts, we can add the number of cuts, we can space them out, whichever way we want to go. We can affect the offset. You've got all the usual position and rotation controls. And you've got these different modes. Here it's got cut all, which I think is the default. We'll start at the bottom here. Remove part B, removes everything at the bottom of your cuts or cut. Put that back to 1 because that will make more sense. So everything beneath it is cut away. And remove part A. And the good thing about this is when you actually click away to create this, it has actually totally got rid of the mesh. There are no stray points or anything left, so it's a very nice way of cutting things. And these controls, again, are all active and live while this is going on, so you can do some pretty amazing editing using this function, which is, I think, very clever. Anyway, another good one is split. So if we pump up our number of pieces again, if you like, this looks the same as cut all. If you go to cut all, it doesn't look as though anything different's happening, but if you hit split and then change tools to actually make the cut happen, and if you select one of the polygons within the cut lines, you can then, I'm going to use V here and go select connected. You'll see what it's actually done is actually cut that into a completely, split it into a different mesh, even though it's all in the same thing. So if you want that as a separate part, to make a separate mesh of it, which I think is probably a normal thing to want to do, if you right click, you come down here to split. It's just off your screen, sorry about that, but I've just hit the split command, and if while that's still selected, those are the polygons that we selected originally on the main model. So if we then delete those, you'll see it's actually made a separate object of the selected polygons. So if we do the same again, we can do it much more easily with the keyboard command. So we select one of the polygons in the area that we want to select. We go UW to select all the connected polygons, UP to split those polygons, and delete to delete the original ones. And now we've got 3 separate objects. In fact, what I'll do is to do the same to the bottom of the remaining sphere. So UW to select all connected, UP to split, and delete to get rid of the original. So So I'll kind of put them in order so that makes more sense. So main sphere, 1, 2, 3, you see. So now these are all separate objects, all thanks to the plane cut. Obviously, if you want to do something like this, you've got a nice clean cut edge on it, so it's actually quite easy to use the this MD to use the polygon hole function, and you can then very quickly make these into solids, depending on how fussy you're going to be with all the n-gons it's going to make, because this is obviously not a very clean model, because it's not a very subdivided primitive, but it shows you what's available with the amazing plane cut tool. That's a good little reminder for me, and I hope it helps you. Be more Cinema Bites later.